Ladies and gentlemen, welcome today to another edition and the final edition of a NASCAR Heat 5 full race live stream. It is the Cup Series Championship here on a Wednesday night. We're going to decide who will take home the crown that we have all awaited for. Our season championship, well, not season championship, but you get the point. Our full season here on the NASCAR Cup Series, full race in every race. The normal schedule this time around, and again, this is the second and final season of NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel. Now, we do have a couple more career mode episodes yet to figure out. We have 2 more episodes, and then I think a few more live streams to wrap up the career mode. So we're not done with that yet. And we still have, obviously, some other stuff on other games that we're going to get through. Some online lobbies perhaps coming up as well over the next couple of weeks for NASCAR Heat 5. So we're not completely done with Heat 5, but this is the final full race live stream on NASCAR Heat 5. So hopefully you guys can tune in for this one if you haven't already. Thanks for everybody making it a great season as always. And let's see if we can keep it going into this championship race here tonight at Phoenix. The championship 4 look like this. Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Joey Logano will all be fighting for a title here tonight. Just wrapping up my test session here. I'm going to hop into qualifying in a little bit as well. I was running a little behind, but I wanted to make sure I could get this stream started right at 7 o'clock. So that is what we are working with right now. So just wrapping things up. Let me know in the comment section if there's any game audio. Because for some reason, I'm not getting any right now. Actually, you know what? My TV's muted. That's what it is. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, I forgot my TV was muted. I was listening to music a little bit ago, so... And the TV... turn it all the way down. That's probably what it is. You guys are probably getting audio. I'm not. I'll change that as soon as I get done with the test session here. Just got it in the wall there. Getting the cobwebs out now. That's why I run the test session or practice, especially before an important race like this one, the championship. Diamond Jeff, XY Games, and Jonathan Rogers, welcome to the stream. Game audio is fine. Yeah, it's just on my end. I just got to turn the volume up on my TV. That's all it is. I was an idiot and just forgot it was muted. That's all. Muted on my end, not your guys'. Alright. That's enough of that.
Your best lap ever.
26.385 is my fastest lap in test session. Okay. Alright. Looks like Ryan Blaney's going to have a fast car for tonight's race. Forgot my phone was in my pocket. Get that going right here. Championship 4 is Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Joey Logano. So it'll be 2 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyotas versus 2 Penske Fords. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah. Session qualifying for tonight. And just so you see, custom difficulty 105 like it always is. We haven't gotten many comments about that lately, but I've noticed over the last... Well, again, I haven't noticed it recently, luckily, but there was a point in time where we had like a couple weeks straight of just random people coming in the chat saying up the difficulty, it's too easy and stuff, and it's always been at 105. Never wasn't. Never wasn't on legend difficulty for any of these games. It's the reason why I do struggle mightily when I do struggle. In some races I dominate. I don't even dominate that much. At least I don't think. Cap24, welcome to the stream. Definitely going to have the drive of a lifetime tonight, that is for sure. A lot of cars pulling out for practice. Forgot to unmute my TV. I'll do it before the start of the race at least. So hopefully you guys are having a good night. I think it kind of helps though with wrapping up the test session and practice right now. Letting you guys file in for the first time here today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Ooh, Austin Dillon with a little bit of a block there in practice.
Careful, still there. All right, you're clear.
Saw a pretty good truck and Xfinity race at Phoenix over the last couple nights to crown our championship there. We have a chance to go for a three-peat in winning a championship now in all three series for the final season of NASCAR Heat 5. No, not until tomorrow. Yeah, her game's tomorrow night. That is why we're streaming at 7 o'clock here today. And I'm actually off of work tomorrow too, so bonus. It doesn't feel like it, but I am. Not used to having this short of a work week. Well, I mean, the week isn't over. I just have one day off, and then I have to go back for 2 more. It's split up, the way my days work, so I'm not working more than 2 days in a row. Well, this week I did because my orientation was on Monday, but outside of that, unless I want overtime, then I can get it, but it's never mandatory. I think what I'll probably end up doing is the week of and the week before, I go to travel to different races with typically what I'm going to be doing it. They don't have any overtime available anyway right now outside of orientation. It's a slow part of the year for these guys. They don't pick back up again until about the end of March anyway. Alright, going to hit pit road here. 45 miles an hour, no speeding penalty, 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel, no adjustments. The car feels fine. And it does seem like it's got a decent amount of speed at least. Just wanted to practice getting to pit road right there.
All right, now, dig.
Alright, coming back up onto the racetrack and run 2 fast laps here. This is going to kind of be my qualifying trim, and then we'll head into that session qualifying for tonight to set the field and see where those Championship 4 drivers will qualify.
Watch that car in front of you. He's slowing down.
It's going to be the final lap of practice. That was a good corner through 1 and 2. Perfect. Oh, I got back in the gas way too soon that time. Alright, well, it was perfect through 1 and 2, not 3 and 4. That's alright. See what kind of lap times we got. Fastest lap of practice was a 26.345. That was about what my lap time was in my test session, too. But yeah, we seem really fast. Now into qualifying.
Let's go.
Gonna run one lap in round one. Top 24 will advance to round two of the session qualifying. Yeah, every single time I practice, I try to come down to pit road at least once or twice, no matter what NASCAR game it is. That's why you very rarely see me speed. I mean, we get caught every now and then, just, you know, lack of awareness typically is when it happens. I didn't go down to the apron there. Hopefully, it's not going to cost me too much. Oh, we're going to have to run a second lap. Yeah, we got to run a second lap. It was really, really bad off of turn two. I got back in the gas way too soon. All right, let's try again. 27 point. Oh, man, almost had Denny Hamlin coming out of the pits. That was a blind spot. Gosh darn it. Did it again. It wasn't as bad as the first lap, but I did have to lift a little bit on corner exit again. It should be a sub 27 second lap, but not going to be anywhere close to where I ran in practice. Well, okay, it was only a 10th off, but still. That's all right. 19th, good enough to make it to the next round, I guess. That's all that matters. Denny Hamlin, top of the charts in round one of qualifying. All right, we're going to run one lap this time and see if that's going to be enough for Ryan Blaney to try and get into that third and final round. The top 12 advance to round two of knockout qualifying. Blaney trying to get it to stick through 1 and 2. Definitely better than the 2 laps he ran in round 1. I think this lap is going to be really, really close. Through 3 and 4. Oh, barely stayed in the gas, kept it off the wall. 26.404, faster than what he had in round 1. Picks up the pace to 17th, but that's not going to be good enough to make it to the final round. That's kind of about where we qualified in all 3 series, really. Right around that 16th to 18th range, so nothing really changed there. And Hamlin looks like he's going to have a fast car because he just topped the charts again in round number 2. And we have at least one driver drop into the rear for the start of tonight's race, so we'll have to see how that's going to go. Joshua Rumsey, CW2288, welcome to the stream. Apologize for not being here for a bit. No problem, but you're here now. That's all that matters. Okay. Let me make sure my fantasy pick's not on me right now, too, before we get this race started. Not a very long race, that is for sure. Only 312 laps, 312 miles. Actually, one of the shortest races of the season as far as mileage goes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is, I should say it's not my pick. So it looks like we are going to get this stream started right now. We're going to take you through tonight's key points coming into the race. Again, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney will be fighting for the championship. Hamlin will be on the pole. He looked fast. He swept all 3 rounds of session qualifying. Cole Custer and Matt DiBenedetto will be starting at the rear of the field. Here's C. Johnson in his final race, starting to the inside of Blaney. Also, Clint Boyer's final race of his career. Green flag in the air, and we are underway at Phoenix. Final full race live stream of NASCAR Heat 5. Oh, contact into turn 1, lap 1, 4 wide already, not wasting any time. Johnson and Blaney got together. Tyler Reddick kind of slowing up that outside lane right in front of Blaney. Blaney's trying to get to the bottom. He can. He's still in the middle, 3 wide. And Denny Hamlin will lead lap 1 here tonight at Phoenix. Finally clears Reddick. Trying to drop to the inside behind Johnson at least. But Blaney pushes tight. He overran the corner just a tad bit. Ryan Preece trying to get underneath him, but Blaney beats him back to the gas. So, Denny Hamlin leads the opening lap. One of the Championship 4 competitors. He's got Kevin Harvick, probably one of the better drivers all time here at Phoenix. Right on his back bumper and 3 wide with the Hendrick Chevrolets of Johnson and Elliott to the outside of Blaney in turns 1 and 2, and they're still 3 wide. And Blaney clears them both up to 15th. Three wide pass there for Suarez. Remember, Suarez looked really, really fast at Martinsville. Don't forget, Ty Dillon got his first career win at Martinsville in the Germain Racing Chevrolet. Randomization of the finishing order after we had DNF with just less than 200 laps to go. So we'll kind of keep an eye out on Jimmy Johnson and Clint Boyer today as well, with knowing it's both of their final career races as far as these newer NASCAR video games go. Blaney holding off Johnson. Jimmy tried to pull a crossover on him a couple corners after Blaney had gotten around him originally. And now he is going to get to the inside. Great drive off the turn 4 by Jimmy Johnson. Going to clear Ryan Blaney. And Eric Jones puts the bumper to the left here of Blaney, who had to check up after almost running into the side of Johnson. It's like everybody from 4th through about 7th or 8th is just clustered together right now. I don't know, because I don't think he's going to really run that well, honestly. If he survives all the wrecks, he'll probably get a top 15 at least. I mean, that's about guaranteed anyway nowadays with the super speedway racing. But at the same time, too, he's got to make it into the show first. And that's going to be tough because there are going to be some really fast race cars that he's going to have to outpace, and really fast drivers in general, like Noah Gragson. Austin Cindric just announced his eligibility. Jamie McMurray. I don't think McMurray is a chartered car. He might be. I'm not entirely sure on that one. But there's a lot of non-chartered cars. And that 96 car that was driven by Suarez last year, if you remember, missed the Daytona 500. They did not qualify. They were one of the few drivers that had to go home after those dual races. So I think they're downgrading a tad bit, because I do think Suarez is a little bit better than Ty Dillon, but at the same time, we'll see. I don't see Ty Dillon making the Daytona 500, to be completely honest, so I would probably say no. No, I don't think he's going to do well. There's a lot of strong competitors, again, that don't have charters. David Reagan, I don't know if he's got to race his way in or not either. Now with Reagan, yeah, Reagan's probably got to race his way in. I don't think McMurray has to race his way in because he is a former Daytona 500 champ, so therefore he would qualify. Derek Cope also has a charter, if I'm not mistaken, too. because he's a former champion of the 500. They get that provisional. I believe that's still a thing. Chartered by Spire. So he's locked in. Gotcha. And what is it? Derek Cope is chartered by Rick Ware Racing, correct? For the 15? So they're both chartered. That's why they're in. Not because they're former champs. Yeah, I don't even think that's been a thing since the charter system came into play. So I guess it's not the case. Jimmy Johnson is just kind of going back and forth with Blaney as they both transfer spots through the field. Still outside the top 10. Blaney's running down Brad Keselowski for that 10th spot. We'll see if his teammate will let him go. Keselowski kind of the odd man out as far as the Penske Fords go. Logano and Blaney in the championship Ford due to their respective wins at Kansas and Texas, but Keselowski was not able to point his way into the championship Ford. So, odd man out here in this one. Denny Hamlin's really pulling away. I should say Hamlin and Harvick are pulling away. Saw Justin Haley lead over 120 laps in the Xfinity race last night. Sage Castillo, welcome to the stream. Is he actually running the 23 car for the Clash? I didn't see if that was announced or not. I know it was rumored. I think they're only allowing stage winners in this year because of the fact there was barely any qualifying last season. So they couldn't really just take the pole sitters like they usually would for that reason. Then the last couple of years they've been putting the playoff drivers in for the year prior as well, so I believe they did that too. Big dive. Blaney couldn't quite get underneath of Bowman and Kyle Busch. Those two almost made contact. 3 wide now to the inside goes Ryan Blaney underneath Bowman and Kyle Busch. Truex, Ryan Newman right in front of these three. Only 75 laps in stage 1 here tonight. This will be the shortest of the 3 stages. Stages 2 and 3 will be pretty similar in length. Blaney going to give himself a lot more room to the inside after going 3 wide. Now he's to the inside of the 19 instead. Battling Martin Truex Jr. for 5th, and look at Blaney beating him through 1 and 2 and clearing him on the exit of the corner. Blaney into the top 5 now. Race leader is the championship leader, and Hamlin's led every lap so far. Lap 20 this time by. We didn't have many cautions in both the truck and Xfinity race over the last couple days. Truck race, we had 3 cautions per incident. Xfinity race yesterday, we had 4 cautions per incident. Yeah, I knew he was eligible because he won a stage last year. Yeah, the fuel tank will allow these guys to make it to the end. They don't have to pit. We'll have to see what the tire wear is going to look like. We saw a decent amount of it in the Xfinity race yesterday, but not too much. Same goes for the Truck Series. It's a flat racetrack, kind of faster. It's going to cause for a lot of stress on that right front. Very high braking zones, especially into 1 and 2 where it's a lot flatter. A little sharper angle into the corner. Kurt Busch got held up by Michael McDowell off the exit of the corner, and Blaney split right between them for fourth. Hamlin's got about a 1 second lead on Kevin Harvick. And Blaney is about 4.5 seconds off the lead back in fourth. Running down Matt Kenseth currently. Joey Logano already a lap down. Logano's coming off a poor performance at Martinsville in the last race. If you remember, he was outside the top 30 pretty much the whole day. And that is exactly where he's running today as well. Back in 32nd. So very interesting how Joey Logano has been running very terribly here these last couple races of the season. This is 2 30th place or worse finishes coming after a win, nonetheless, at Texas 2 races ago. Definitely didn't see that coming. Logano had a good run with the top 5 at Kansas the race before he won at Texas also. Completely different package. 550 horsepower high downforce versus the low downforce 750 horsepower package, but even still, Blaney's been able to keep the pace up at least as far as speed goes. Now, Blaney did lack a little bit at Martinsville. He was right around a 10th place car, but even still, that was way better than what Logano was running. I think they should have let Keselowski and Logano swap cars out for this week. Yes, we will be streaming again tomorrow. I have to figure, I'm not sure exactly what time we're going to stream. We might have to shoot for like 5, well, I don't know, because if I set a time, it's definitely subject to change, so you'll just have to keep an eye on it. Anywhere between 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock is probably what we're looking at. I'll have to work on Friday, so I don't want to start it too late, especially with running on NASCAR Thunder 04. Next race is at Dover, so it'll be a little bit longer of a race. So yeah, I would probably expect anywhere between 5 and 8 o'clock. I don't like to be that broad with it. I like to try to, lengthen it out, but I really have no clue when I'm going to be home in time to do it. Blaney's within 2 seconds of the race leader. Laura Howard, welcome to the stream. Yeah, but that's like even a different high horsepower package for the plate track, so that's completely different from what they actually run. The only same thing that applies is the fact that there's a tapered spacer and it's 550 horsepower. But I believe the tapered spacer is bigger on the super speedways, especially after the Brian Newman accident compared to what they would be on the mile and a halves and all the other intermediate tracks. He's really been sliding around here on these older tires. About halfway through the actual tire run. To the outside of Kevin Harvick for second place. Going to use the lap car of Chris Buescher as a pick on the inside. So Blaney to second, 1 second behind the race leader, Denny Hamlin. Those two battling it out for the championship tonight. 12 people watching right now. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And hit that like button as well. Helps me out a ton. Really saw the subscriber rate start to go up over the last couple days alone. Really the last couple weeks. I greatly appreciate that. Oh, Hamlin just snuck by to the inside. Blaney had to go all the way to the outside. Now Blaney to the inside of Hamlin. Got really loose in the center of the tri-oval. Now they split Austin Dillon 3 wide into turns 1 and 2. Blaney with a slide job. Hamlin maybe going to try to cross him back over. And the two championship contenders are battling for the lead early on at Phoenix. And Ryan Blaney will take his first lead of the night at lap 35 at the line. 41 laps to go still in stage 1. Ooh, Blaney way back into the gas, way too soon on John Hunter Nemechek when he was trying to pull up behind him and get around him on the corner exit, ran right in the back of him. Watch a NASCAR game with an F1 profile. Hey, at least it's still racing. Could have been something not racing related. Even Hamlin on the longer run just continues to pull Harvick. Harvick can stay with him for the short run. Once we get about 20-25 laps in, lap traffic starts to become a big factor. That's where Hamlin starts to pull away from Kevin. Blaney really ran a little too hard in 3 and 4. No PJ1 here, so that lane's not going to work out as well today. Typically, at least. We're halfway through stage 1. Joey Logano about to go 2 laps down, and I know it's early on. We still have a long ways to go. We haven't even finished stage 1 yet. But Logano is in a deficit that I don't even think he can come back from. Looking at how slow that race car is, being 2 laps down already, still outside the top 30. Logano's facing insurmountable odds, to say the least, in trying to win the championship here tonight. Five-second lead now stretched out between the top 2. One thing we did not see in the truck or Xfinity race when it came down to the championship. Yes, we saw the champion win the race and the championship at once, but at the same time, too, in the truck series, Friesen finished 2nd in the championship running, finishing 4th in the race. And in the Xfinity series, it was Harrison Burton finishing 7th. And finishing 2nd, though, in the championship standings. So, wasn't as much of a battle for the championship in the closing laps. truck race did come down to a good finish as far as the race win went, but not the championship necessarily. And once Dale Jr. took the lead with just less than 30 to go in last night's race with the fresh tires and staying green to the end of the race like he wanted it to go, it definitely helped him out. Big time. So we're just going to have to wait and see what Ryan Blaney's going to do here. Blaney is putting a lot of drivers a lap down, though. Only 12 drivers on the lead lap. There's Rookie of the Year, Christopher Bell. This season, great run for Bell all year long. 2 wins. Only rookie to make the playoffs, and he made it all the way to the round of 8. He can finish his highest pit in the season championship if he has a good run tonight. Not in position to get any sort of stage points right now. As far as the Championship 4 goes, same rules apply compared to the Truck and Xfinity race yesterday, in which the stage points do not account for those 4 drivers battling for the championship. It is just strictly going to be whoever finishes higher of the 4 will win the championship. Tricia M., welcome to the stream. And thanks. Hopefully we can do that. Cap off this series with a bang. Well, he's definitely pulling away quite a bit right now. It took him 35 laps to get to the lead, but he is really smooth sailing. A little loose. He drove it in just a hair too deep. He's been able to get that car to stick well on both ends of the racetrack, turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, as far as trying to keep the left sides on the apron. Even all 4 tires on the apron, he's been able to get it to glue down to the racetrack about as well as you could hope for, especially with the tires as old as they are right now, about 3/4 of the way through the run. But we're only about 2/3 of the way through the stage, so I'm not entirely sure that right front tire for Ryan Blaney will hold up to the end of stage 1. He's still got 26 more laps. Problem is that if a caution comes out, I don't think he's going to be able to hold on. $14 people watching right now, up to 7 likes. It's increasing slowly, but make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Helps these streams out a ton. How about Jimmy Johnson in his final career race, running in the 8th spot? Remember, in real life, last season, he finished 5th, finished off in the top 5 to end his career. As far as NASCAR goes, he'll be running IndyCar part-time the next 2 seasons, at least on the road course races next year we know of, and then who knows, maybe he can get in the Indy 500 in 2022. I wouldn't say it's impossible. Even Johnson's going to go lap down. Blaney needs to pull out to as big of a lead as he possibly can, because if he has to pit, he needs to make sure he is not going to go a lap down when he cycles through. And as far as the rest of the field goes, are they going to be able to make it on tires to the end of the stage, or are they going to have to pit as well? As far as the fuel economy goes, these guys have widened it out to about 67 laps to the good, which is about where we started the race at, as far as trying to make it to the end of stage 1. So we'll see if that holds up as well. It should. Basically going to rely on that right front of Ryan Blaney, which is already down to 17%. He's probably only going to be able to go another handful of laps. He's going to stay out as long as he can, though. This is a shorter racetrack with a very long pit road since the reconfiguration. Adding that start-finish line to what is now the front stretch, but used to be the back stretch. Ethan, welcome to the stream.
You're
15.5-second lead, but not anymore as the caution will wait for the first time tonight. Caution is out with not too many laps left here in stage 1. Less than 20 to go. 19 to be exact at the time of the yellow. So just our first caution of the night. Free pass will go to Alex Bowman. We have 3 Championship 4 drivers in the top 5 of Blaney leading, Hamlin second, and Kyle Busch in 5th. 2 seconds worth of damage. Blaney's not going to repair it. He's going to try to win the race off pit road. So it's going to be a good battle to the end of the stage, let me tell you. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Harvick actually comes second off of the pit lane. Denny Hamlin will restart back in 5th, losing 3 spots, and Blaney wins the race off pit road, restarting from the lead. The green flag is back in the air. We'll see if Blaney can hang on. Harvick and Kurt Busch all over his back bumper off of turn 2. Blaney leads the opening lap after the restart. 15 to go, stage 1. Stage points don't matter, but we have seen that track position does. Blaney really backed up turns 1 and 2 beautifully, leading both Harvick and Kurt Busch back to the gas as they battle hard side by side for second place still. And that's helping Blaney, the fact that they're side by side. Now, Kurt Busch gets a huge run. He'll take the lead, and Hamlin to the championship lead in second. Here comes Jimmy Johnson in his final career race. Johnson looking for third. Blaney shuts the door. Hamlin to the inside of Kurt Busch now, looking for the lead again. That 11 car is so strong for about the first 30-plus laps of the run. And he's going to take the lead off of turn 4. Eric Jones is in the mix, trying to get his lap back, if not at least get in a free pass position before the end of the stage. Kyle Busch up to 3rd. Wow, Blaney really overran turns 1 and 2. 3 wide, a little contact with Kenseth. Three wide, a little further back, Bubba Wallace, Matt Kenseth, Clint Boyer, Ryan Newman all in the mix. He's still shown in 5th for the moment, trying to hold off Kenseth for the position. Blaney's car just keeps getting way too tight. I thought he was overrunning the corners, but I think it's more that the car is on the tighter side since the restart. And being back in that dirty air, he was out in front for about a lap and a half to 2 laps. It wasn't this bad of a handling car. Only 10 laps to go in the opening stage of the race. Yep, Kyle Busch is fighting for a championship tonight. He was able to point his way in, and that was a pretty good job of being able to point his way into the championship 4, especially after that DNF at Texas. He went into the final race below the cutoff line, but because Martin Truex Jr. blew an engine in the early going of that race, gave Kyle Busch that 4th and final spot on points. And of course, we didn't get another new winner as well. That definitely helped out. even though we had drivers like Bowman, Harvick running in the top 5 late in that race. Shane Pinkney, welcome to the stream. Oh, Elliott about got sandwiched between the Benedetto and Keselowski off of turn 4. Blaney pretty much had anywhere between a 5th to a 15th place car in the first race at Phoenix way back towards the beginning of the season. That was the 4th race of the year, was the last time they raced at this very racetrack. Same amount of laps, same amount of miles. Five to go, stage 1 for Denny Hamlin. Slowly just kind of maintaining that gap. He's not going to have to worry about lap traffic at all on this stage. And one of the championship 4 are going to win the opening stage of the race, it looks like. I believe Kyle Busch got to 2nd place as well, getting around Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick. Maybe Kyle can run down Denny Hamlin. I still think Hamlin's probably got the best car tonight as far as the short run goes. Hamlin's definitely got the fastest short run car, and I think Blaney's got the fastest long run car, and that's what it's going to come down to at the end of the race, is if we're going to get a short run or if we're going to get a long run. And the way these races have played out for the Cup Series on this season, at least in the playoffs, is we've had a lot of cautions in the second half of a race, but not so many in the first half. And it's shaping up to be that way again here. Only 1 caution in stage 1. We get into the final stage, it just seems like they start piling on top of one another. The desperation kicks in more and more and more as the race progresses. This late in the season, with this current points format, kind of a given. Lenny does have a shot to get around Kenseth for 5th. Final lap of stage 1 for Hamlin. Blaney trying to get every single bit of track position he can to the end of the stage, so he's desperately going to try and get around Kenseth here. Really backs up 1 and 2 quite a bit. Kenseth kind of running that defensive line into turn 3. Blaney's going to go even lower, almost into the wall on corner entry. Drag race back to the line. Denny Hamlin going to win stage 1. Blaney's going to bring it home 6th, barely behind Kenseth. Kurt Busch was able to get back past Kyle for 2nd. Denny Hamlin, your stage 1 winner here tonight. Jimmy Johnson will get the free pass in 8th place. And pit stops will be coming once again. Half a round of wedge being taken out of the car here for Ryan Blaney and his crew, so they're going to make an adjustment for the first time tonight. Basically a 3-man race for the championship, with Logano running very poorly outside the top 30 all night long. Green flag going to be back in the air. Stage 2 underway. Under 12 laps in the second stage. Big run up the middle. 3 wide, 4 wide. Kenseth to the inside. Shot the 18 up the track right into Blaney. And Kenseth somehow gets to second, another 4-wide restart. Oh, and Harvick into the back of Blaney. Big save by Kevin Harvick in front of the pack. Caution, further back, they might have stacked up. Harvick saved it. I think they stacked up behind him, and we get our second caution of the night. Blaney barely kept that car off the wall as well. And we'll try it again. Yeah, it should be interesting to say the least, to see what Gordon and Boyer can do in the booth next year. Definitely curious to find out myself. Christopher Bell going to get the free pass tonight. And the green flag back in the air. Blaney going to try to nail the restart again. Tires were shaking. Look at the launch. 4 wide for the lead into turn 1. Oh! Contact with Bowman. Bowman saves it. They're 5 wide for second place. Third place on back. Somehow Kevin Harvick got to the lead. Where did he come from? Boyer to second. Sorry, Boyer's actually the first driver lap down. What a restart from 10th to where Boyer's at running right now as well. As Blaney tries to hold on for second. What a move. Maybe not for the race lead, but for the championship lead for the time being for Ryan Blaney. 5 wide on the restart. And 4 wide for the lead on corner entry. Just an insane move. Blaney to the inside. Taking a little shortcut. Maybe take a little pressure off. Kenseth trying to challenge right now for second. Here comes Hamlin on the outside. A block by Blaney. Hamlin's still trying to get around Kenseth himself right now. Bowman into the top 5. Blaney's doing everything he can right now to give himself enough space to hang on to the track position he's got. Harvick pulling away 2 seconds ahead of second place. Brian O'Born, welcome to the stream. A little wide, a little too wide. Blaney brushed the wall before getting into turn 1. Kenseth through his inside. Slight bit of contact along the way, but Kenseth takes the spot. Blaney got eliminated from the championship. No, we did not get eliminated from the championship. We won at Kansas, which locked us into the championship 4, luckily, because we DNF'd at Martinsville, and we didn't score a lot of stage points that day either. But this is the championship race again. Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and Kyle Busch are the championship 4. Logano and Blaney with wins at Kansas and Texas. And then on points was Hamlin and Kyle Busch getting the last 2 spots. Though it is basically a 3-driver race for the championship. Logano already multiple laps down. He's outside the top 30, and he's been running there on speed tonight as well. And that's why I'm counting him out of this thing. Unless somehow the top 3 wreck ahead of him. I guess that's not impossible. Especially the way these restarts have gone 4 and 5 wide multiple times. 100 to go in stage 2 now. I'm surprised Blaney's been able to hold on in front of Hamlin as long as he has since the restart. Kind Kyle Busch has been trapped on the outside as well. And I'm sure that's got to be a huge factor of why Hamlin hasn't been able to get around Blaney's, because he's been on the outside this entire time. Now he's down to the inside. He finally got around Truex. Maybe he can get a run on Blaney into turn 1 this time. Hamlin already looking way down to the inside. Favorite paint scheme of the 2020 season. That's interesting. As far as ones that weren't a throwback scheme, I'm not entirely sure, honestly. I did really like Chase Elliott's Hooters paint scheme, to be completely honest. The black and orange Hooters paint scheme. It looked really slick. That's probably one of my favorites. That's definitely up there towards the top. Ryan Newman's paint scheme. The Cook paint scheme. Same one he ran the Daytona 500. That was pretty nice looking too. But I'd probably lean more towards Chase Elliott's Hooters scheme from this season. Seeing that Jimmy Johnson throwback scheme though at Darlington was pretty sick. The Dale Jr. Richard Petty throwback. We've had a great battle going on for third between Denny Hamlin and Ryan Blaney. Blaney's been having the track position help, but Hamlin's been right there every step of the way. Now Blaney's got to try and pass Boyer. He couldn't hang to his inside there. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. Blaney to the inside of Boyer again into turns 1 and 2. Slides in front of him. Hamlin might be looking to the inside now. Blaney with a block off of turn 2 as he holds on to third. Napa car wasn't bad, but I think there's a lot more far better Napa schemes that have been ran, not only by Chase Elliott, but just by other drivers in the past too. It was an alright looking paint scheme last year, but it wasn't like a blow your mind away kind of paint. Honestly, I don't even know if they changed anything from the year before, did they? Wasn't it like the same paint scheme 2 years in a row? Maybe that's another reason why it was kind of... I don't really know what to call it. Like, it didn't really stick out as much as it probably should have. As Blaney pushed tight into the wall off of turn 2. Hamlin to third, but Blaney fighting back. Hamlin takes the championship lead for now, and here comes Kyle Busch as well. Big dive into turns 1 and 2 by Blaney. Slides back up in front of Hamlin. What a drive into turn 1. Blaney just sent it in there. Hamlin's not done yet. Looking all the way to the inside again. Yeah, I didn't actually see his Napa paint scheme for next year, but I heard about the announcement. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. Day's going by really, really good so far. Jacob, thanks for asking. Kyle Busch to the outside of Hamlin for fourth. Oh, Justin Haley holding both of those guys up. It looked like he was going to let Busch go on the outside, pulled up in front of him at the last second. And Hamlin is going to hang on to 4th place and hang on to 2nd place in the championship, running right behind Blaney. Heavy lap traffic going on right now as well. These guys will have to pit at some point in time in stage 2. Final stage as well, at some point in time, they're going to have to pit at least once. It's going to depend on, you know, where the cautions fly, if we do get any more. Whether or not they'll have to pit more than once, but at least once will have to be the call at some point in time. Look at Logano, 34th. All 40 cars, by the way, are still on the racetrack, but even, I mean, that is insane how bad Logano has been today. They did not show up to compete for a championship, that is for sure. They are 10 times worse than the other 3 that have been in the top 5 all night long. My favorite track is Bristol. Yeah, my favorite track of all time is Bristol. Yep. Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch all fighting for the championship. As this race progresses, Logano is the 4th driver in the championship 4, but again, we just saw him 34th, at least 3 to 4 laps down. It is a 3-horse race right now. Penske versus Toyota today. Penske versus Gibbs, really. I get more hype for the Daytona 500. I think a lot of it is that it's the start of the season and it's the biggest race of the year. But my favorite track itself is definitely Bristol. Wow, Blaney just cleared Kenseth for second right before the lap cars of Tyler Reddick and David Reagan came into play. Just 1.5 seconds behind Kevin Harvick for the lead. Harvick has been dominating stage 2 so far. Hamlin pretty much dominated stage 1, and we have an issue with somebody on the racetrack. So there's a blown engine on the inside of the track. Couldn't tell who it is, but they made it to pit road, so we stay green. Oh, we could definitely get 20 likes by the end of the stream, no doubt about it. We're not even to stage 3 yet, we're only 1 away. We might get to 30 by the end of the night, you never know. So it's actually taken Blaney longer in stage 2 to get to the lead compared to what it was at the start of the race. Blaney actually held his track position about as well as he could have there. He never fell outside the top 3. Well, I guess he fell back to 4th for maybe 2 laps on Hamlin, but even still. And we're up to 20. There we go. 20 likes, ladies and gentlemen. The record is 33, for those of you wondering, for the most likes over the course of a single stream. Maybe we can get there. We'll see. Battle for the lead. Blaney almost ran into the back of Ryan Preece. He does clear Harvick. Blaney back out in front. And give me one quick second to plug my laptop in here. There we go. Almost lost the stream. That would have been tough. Oh, that was a bad spot to pause it. That's okay. We saved it. So here we go. Blaney out in front of Kevin Harvick here at Phoenix. Going to alternate to the different camera angles for the first time tonight. 75 laps to go. In stage 2 at least. I'm highly interested to see what this race is going to be like when we get down to the closing laps. Because the Championship 4 drivers a lot more competitive, at least between 3 of them tonight, than what we saw in the Truck and Xfinity races. Could be a nail-biter. Good run for Matt Kenseth. Didn't really mention this is also his final career race. Running in 3rd. That's pretty solid at the place where he got his final career win back in 2017 right here in the Fall Phoenix race. Although it wasn't the championship finale at that time. It was the second to last race. Yeah, favorite driver is Ryan Blaney. I mean, I swear, it's like every stream I get that question of who's your favorite driver besides Ryan Blaney, or who do you root for besides Blaney? I don't really, like, root for anybody. Like, he's just a, you know, it's good to see other guys win, but at the same time, it's not like a really, like, pull for anybody else outside of Blaney, so. Yeah, I only really root for Ryan. Don't really have a favorite driver in the Truck or Xfinity series either. Brother's name's Ryan. Nice. I don't think I know any Ryans. I don't think there was any Ryans in my class even, like, growing up. Granted, I mean, I went to a smaller school, but even still, it's like a common name. And I can't say I actually know somebody with the name Ryan. Like, even that I work with, I don't even know if I've known of anybody with the name Ryan. Three-second lead for Blaney. Then he got Harvick, Hamlin, Kenseth, and Kyle Busch. The current top 5. And there's a caution, 3rd of the night. Oh, problems for Kyle Busch. Major issue for Kyle Busch. I believe his night has come to an end. And one of the championship 4 have fallen. Mightily, might I add. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel coming for Blaney. Harvick wins the race off pit road. Blaney loses 5 spots in the pits. And Kyle Busch and his championship hopes are now shattered, and it is a 2-driver race between Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin now for the championship. Look at the restart. 3 wide again. I mean, Blaney has had to restart on the outside in 6th. Not a good spot to restart. But he has made it work about as well as he could every time. Just cut down in front of Keselowski. Three wide for second place. Hamlin to the inside of Johnson and Harvick. Gets around him both. Denny Hamlin is on hot pursuit of Matt Kenseth for the lead. Blaney still trying to battle Bowman. Not going to be able to hold on as he continues to go backwards. Oh, a little contact with Keselowski. More contact with Suarez getting into turns 1 and 2. Both cars get a little sideways as far as the 2 and the 96 go, and we stay green as they both keep it about as straight as they could. Same thing that happened to Kyle Busch when he was in the top 5 at Texas and battling for the win. Blew an engine. Hamlin going for the lead on Kenseth off of turn 2. Gonna pause it for a quick moment. I've got this pop-up, like, for my computer software, like, right in front of the chat. I couldn't see the chat for a couple laps. All right, there we go. Bailey Good, welcome to the stream. Haven't really seen much of William Byron today, but he's in the picture. I think he's a lap down. Probably trying to chase Daniel Suarez up there. And Brad Keselowski, I believe, is also a lap down in 10th. Hamlin still has not passed Kenseth for the lead. He had a couple opportunities to do it. Kept looking low, but he couldn't quite get it done. Thanks, Jeff, and have a good night for sure, and hopefully you can catch the finish of this race on your free time before the start of our stream tomorrow, because I have the expectations that this is going to be one heck of a battle to the finish between Hamlin and Blaney. Jackson Thomas, welcome to the stream. So Kyle Busch is out of the race. He will finish last in today's race and 4th of the championship 4 drivers. Joey Logano has been outside the top 30 all day, a handful of laps down. It is a battle between Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin at this point for the championship. 2 drivers. Unless something happens to both of them and somehow Logano wins it, that would be insane. So I guess you can't count Logano out of it if that happens. Blaney just ran his fastest lap of the race that last time by 26.380. Still 3.5 seconds off the lead. Yeah, I'm Eastern time zone too. I'm not sure what the next start time is going to be. We will be running NASCAR Thunder 04 tomorrow, and it will be at Dover for a full race live stream, but I'm not sure what the start time is going to be. My sister's got a basketball game tomorrow night, and I'm not sure exactly what time it is, so I can't exactly... I'm not going to know what the time of the game's going to be until at least after I'm done streaming tonight. So just pay attention. It's already uploaded onto YouTube as far as like the actual like live chat. So just pay attention to the actual start time that's in the description. Because right now it's set for 6 o'clock. But I'm probably going to have to move that either forward or backwards. It won't start any earlier than 5, and it won't start any later than 8. It's just going to depend on what time our game is. So going to be Daytona soon. I think for NASCAR Thunder 04, we should get to the Pepsi 400, which is the night race at Daytona, at least in 2003. That should be next week, if I'm not mistaken. I believe we'll get to it next week. Actually, I think we're shooting for Monday. Yeah, we're shooting for Monday, so we have like less than a week. Maybe like 4 or 5 days till that race. Oh, Blaney sideways! Well, he saves it. He drove it in way too deep. Through turns 3 and 4, we stay green. He didn't completely spin the car around. Wow, he lost a lot of time there, but, I mean, that's way better than a wrecked race car. And he keeps his championship hopes alive. He's well below the apron, which he's been running all night. Never really had an issue up until right there. Rear tires just did not bite as much as he wanted to, and slid a little sideways. Fell back to 8th place because of it as well. Well, granted, I guess he was already in 8th, but he's about 3 seconds behind Bell even again. Jimmy Johnson in 6th. Again, a great run for him. No, I don't plan on starting a new season for NASCAR Heat 5. This is it. This is the final full race live stream of NASCAR Heat 5. You'll be seeing some career mode episodes again still, and then... Actually, I should have at least one career mode video uploaded tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. Why not? So we've already done 2 seasons for all 3 series. I don't want to overkill it. It's not going to put as much like emphasis and as much into these seasons if we just do too many of them for one game. It's not going to make one feel any more special than the other. It'll get way too complacent. Michael Turner, welcome to the stream. Yo Mama, welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, for the next NASCAR game, yes, it's just, this is the final one for Heat 5. We still got to finish up our Thunder 04 season. I wanted to start NASCAR 05, chase for the Cup after that too, so that's why we're not going to be coming back to Heat 5 for the full race live streams at least. Yep, just under 04 for the next couple weeks until we wrap that season up. Like 3 or 4 weeks yet, and then the weekend of the Daytona 500, we should be starting NASCAR 05 if everything goes according to schedule. We'll be running all 3 series for 05 as well as far as the full race live streams go. So that playthrough is going to be a little bit longer than what Thunder 04 has been. And even just the 2 seasons of Thunder 04 have taken from mid-August to now, so well, really into mid-February by that time, so it'll be every bit of 6-7 month playthrough there. Angel, welcome to the stream. Go Blaney, go indeed. So get around Bell for 7th. Denny Hamlin leading the race after taking the lead back away from Kenseth through the lap traffic. .42 laps to go still in stage 2 tonight. Battle for the championship between Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch out of the race. He was running 5th when he blew an engine. Had a really strong car. He was as high as 3rd at one point. He's the only driver out of the race. Joey Logano, another one of the Championship 4 drivers, a handful of laps down, and he's been outside the top 30 all night long as he has had absolutely zero speed to compete with the other Championship 4 contenders tonight. So it is now between Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin. You see Hamlin leading the race now. Hamlin is probably going to be the guy to beat anyway in this race, let alone the fact it's a Championship 4 driver. This could make for an exciting finish to this NASCAR Heat 5 full race live stream playthrough. Well, you came to the right one, that is for sure, Angel. The championship race here at Phoenix. Yeah, final full race live stream for Heat 5. Don't take that out of context. I repeat myself because I feel like somebody's going to misunderstand what I'm saying. It's the final full race live stream for Heat 5. Full race live streams will always be a part of the channel. The foundation of the channel, but it wouldn't be called Heat 6, but it would be another NASCAR game for next year, yeah. Should be, or this year, 2021. It's not going to be until at least the middle of the summer again, if not maybe even later than that, like August, September-ish. There will be one eventually before the end of the season this year, though. Blaney barely kept it off Johnson. He really gave Jimmy a lot of leeway there. Jimmy never crowded him. Blaney just kind of got back in the gas a little too soon for being underneath Johnson the way he was on corner entry, and he did everything he could to not slide up into him. And now we'll pass him on the outside in turns 1 and 2. That crossover by Bowman. Blaney really just slid his car in there, and Bowman tried to cross him right back over. Blaney hangs on to 5th. And now Blaney up to 4th, clearing Kenseth off of turn 4. Big, bold move there. Hamlin's got side-by-side lap traffic now right in front of him. Actually, he just escaped to the outside of it. Both the JTG cars of Ryan Preece and Ricky Stenhouse. All right, no problem there. Ray. Blaney to the inside of Harvick for second. Trying to beat Ryan Preece into the corner on the inside. Barely did. He went all the way down low to the apron to do it. And Blaney is up to second place with 32 to go in stage 2. Oh boy. Barely kept it off Busch here off in turn 4. Hamlin's got about a 2-second lead for the race and the championship currently. 20 people have hit that like button here tonight, so thanks everybody for doing that. Subscribe if you haven't already for more daily NASCAR content, and hit that like button as well if you haven't already. Helps me out a ton. The YouTube algorithm. 30 to go, stage 2 here today at Phoenix. And we're about to have a battle for the championship lead in front of the field between Hamlin and Blaney. Remember, these two probably have been the two most consistent all year. Hamlin might not be second in wins, but remember he finished second in the regular season standings behind Blaney. Came down to the last race where Blaney just was able to beat him out. He was a handful of points back, quite a few points back into the final race of the regular season. Blaney got those 15 extra playoff points now. Granted, he got a win in each and every one of the 3 rounds. So I guess the playoff points ultimately didn't matter, but still the fact of the matter is it was a great battle all the way to the end of that final lap to see who was going to win the regular season title at the time. And Blaney is back out in front of Hamlin and trying to pull away and lap as many cars as he possibly can to the end of the stage. Plus we get a caution. Denny Hamlin won stage 1. Yes, Hamlin won stage 1. He's definitely been the guy to beat tonight. And we get a caution just a lap and a half after Blaney takes the lead with 149 to go. Now our 4th caution of the night. Keselowski will get the free pass in 10. Oh, Blaney didn't lead for long. Looks like David Reagan blew an engine and he's out of the race. Joining Kyle Busch in the garage. Yeah, Logano's 6 laps down. He'll be in 32nd now after David Reagan blowing an engine there. And we're going to be seeing pit stops. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. So a late stage restart once again. Blaney on the inside, Hamlin on the outside. Green flag will be back in the air. Blaney's been getting through the shifts about as perfectly as he could here tonight. He's either restarting from 6th or from 1st every single time. No in between. Great launch. He's going to try to hold on to this track position, this clean air advantage at the front. And we'll see if he can hang on to win stage number 2. It's going to be tough. He hasn't had a great short run car tonight. Welcome back there, Ray. Kurt Busch up to 2nd place on the restart. 23 laps to go in stage 2. I think there's a good possibility that this could be the race of the week, depending on how things finish off as well. Hit, nudge, nudge. When he got really loose into turn 3. Hamlin still trying to charge on the outside of Kurt Busch. Here comes Hamlin. Big block by Blaney. Kurt Busch now to the inside of Blaney for the lead. Look at the move by Johnson. 3 wide for 2nd place. Boyer trying to follow him. Now they're 4 wide for 4th place on back. Kenseth. Or sorry, that's not Kenseth. That's Eric Jones. And the DeWalt Toyota making contact with Harvick off of turn 2. Jones just about got pinched in the wall. Johnson to second place, passing Hamlin. Blaney trying to charge back at Denny. Thanks for subscribing, yo mama. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, jeez. A mistake there down the backstretch. Second time Kurt Busch has led tonight. 2 drivers in their final race. Johnson, Bowyer, right there. Now, granted, Boyer's a lap down. So Boyer's actually at 11th, but you know he's got a fast car. I mean, he's been in the top 5 at one point earlier in the race. Hamlin trying to get back around Johnson for second place. Wouldn't it be something if Johnson wins in his final career race here today at Phoenix? He wouldn't win the championship, but it'd still be a spectacular ending to his career. That was Blaney's fastest lap of the race that last time, 26.278. Johnson keeps holding Blaney up, keeps holding Hamlin up. I wonder if Blaney's going to be able to run him down. Surprised Harvick's not up there. He did not have a good restart. I think that contact on the restart when they were 4 wide with Eric Jones kind of held him back just enough. And now he's stuck behind his teammate Bowyer, who's not letting him through. Trey, welcome to the stream. It's going pretty well. 16 to go, stage 2 here at Phoenix. Blaney's really trying to back these corners up about as well as he can right now. Really wants to try to catch the top 3 before the end of the stage. It's going to be tough, though. It has taken him 35 to 45 laps to get to the lead when everybody's on fresh tires. And we restarted with 23 to go. And we get another caution. Our 5th of the race. Bowyer will get back on the lead lap with the free pass at 11. So caution's out for the 5th time. We'll rack them and stack them again. We got a couple lap cars hitting pit road, but that's it. Nobody on the lead lap is going to pit. Not sure who brought that yellow out. Logano's 32nd. Again, he's pretty much out of it. I know, I definitely can't wait either, Trey. A lot of hype going into next season, that's for sure. Well, Hamlin on the inside of Blaney in row 2. It'll be Kurt Busch and Johnson on the front row on the restart. Green flag back in the air again. 12 laps to go. Blaney looking to the outside. Johnson did not take off on the restart. Look at Ryan Blaney from 4th to 1st. What a launch. Kurt Busch trying to get back to his outside. Hamlin now 3 wide to the inside, and the championship contenders are side by side for the lead down the back. Despite restarting in the 3rd lane, look at this. Blaney with a block. Hamlin tries to cross him to the outside, back to the inside with 11 to go on the stage. Oh, contact! Hamlin gets sideways! Kurt Busch to the lead. And Blaney back in front of Hamlin. Blaney to the inside of Kurt Busch. Hamlin charging to the outside of his teammate Eric Jones. Jones going to let him go by for 3rd. Blaney trying to back up 1 and 2, really trying to close in on Kurt Busch right now. thought Jones was going to let his teammate Hamlin go there, but I guess he didn't. Jones is driving that car a lot harder than what I thought he was going to, and Hamlin's stuck on the outside. He's not able to gain ground. And Harvick's right behind Jones. He's going to be waiting to get to the inside of Hamlin once Jones can finally get around him. 3 wide to the inside goes Harvick. Harvick to third. Well, maybe there's no waiting there for Harvick. He wants to run down Kurt Busch and Blaney to try and win the stage for himself. It's as strong as we have seen the one of Kurt Busch all night. Blaney gains a lot into turn 3 that time. A little side draft on that left rear corner panel. 7 to go in stage 2. Side by side for the lead. Blaney trying to clear Kurt Busch, and he does. Kurt's going to try the crossover back to the bottom. And clears him right back. Blaney again to the inside into turn 3. These guys are battling hard. And Harvick is there. Hamlin is now back to 6th. Now he's back to 7th. It's as far back as we've seen Hamlin all night long. Oh boy, Blaney got tight. Little contact. Still to the inside of Kurt Busch. Oh, both drivers got a little tight that time. Harvick to the inside. They're 3 wide for the lead off of turn 4. Little contact, and Harvick, what a move. Takes the lead. Blaney with a deep shot into turns 1 and 2. He's going for the home run. Oh, and Harvick moves him. Blaney slid in front of Harvick. Harvick put the bumper back to Blaney again. And Kurt Busch is going to get to the inside of Kevin Harvick. Blaney back to the apron. 4 to go on the stage. 3 wide for the lead again into turn 1. Crossover by Kurt Busch. Blaney's going to be stuck on the high side. Oh, Blaney drove it in way too hard. He's in the wall. Contact with Harvick. Saved it about as well as he could. He's back in traffic. Kurt Busch leads. Hamlin got stuck behind Blaney again. How did Blaney not crash there? He hit the wall pretty good. That had DNF written all over it. And Kurt Busch and Harvick now trying to battle for the stage win. 2 to go this time by. Man, Hamlin really stacked up not only on the restart, but then he stacked up almost running into the back of Blaney, who was really sideways after just completely overdriving the outside lane into turn 3. He hadn't really been on the outside at all in 3 and 4 all day long, and that obviously really costed Blaney a lot of time. Hopefully he doesn't have too much damage and he can repair it 5 seconds worth. Harvick's had one more chance to get around Kurt Busch in turns 3 and 4. And he's not going to be able to do it. Kurt Busch will win stage 2 here at Phoenix. It's going to be a photo finish again at the line for 5th. Kenseth again holds off Blaney. And for the second straight stage, Blaney's going to finish 6th. But this time, at least he's ahead of Hamlin. Again, Kurt Busch wins stage 2. Only 3 seconds of damage, so luckily Blaney can repair it. 4 fresh tires, full tank of fuel. Blaney's going to put a half around the wedge back in the car, try to tighten it back up again the way it was from the start of the race. Yeah, it wasn't a clean save. Blaney still got in the wall, and obviously it costed him a chance to win the stage, but it could have been a whole heck of a lot worse. And the anticipation has just now ramped up One more stage to go to decide a champion here on NASCAR Heat 5 for the Cup Series. And the green flag is back in the air. Trying to charge the middle. 3 wide, 4 wide. Into turn 1 goes Blaney. What a move! How did he clear Bowman? That was about as smooth of a 4 wide restart as you could have seen. Up the gap through the middle cleanly by Ryan Blaney. Still got 118 to go. My goodness. It has been one heck of a race. Eric Jones is going for the lead on Kurt Busch, by the way. Hamlin, Bowman side by side for 6th. Bowman holds him off for the time being. Hamlin trying to get back after Blaney for the championship lead. That was definitely one heck of a battle between the top 3, that is for sure. Even if you're not fighting for a championship tonight, you still want to finish out your season with a win if you can help it. Oh, Blaney couldn't slide in line behind the 88 of Bowman, and Denny Hamlin will take the championship lead again. Blaney got a really good drive, though, through 1 and 2. He's carrying a ton of speed into turn 3. Back to his inside. Took a peek at least, couldn't hold it there. The line of traffic, 1 through 6. That's going to hold up Hamlin when he tries to make those passes, and Blaney's got to do whatever he can to keep up with him. Hamlin going to try to pass Johnson for 5th. Harvick has been looking on Jones after Jones failed to try and take the lead away from Kurt Busch. Championship battle, as far as the current playoff format goes, could be one for the ages tonight between Hamlin and Blaney. It has been that close of a battle most of the night, and you saw how much those guys were fighting for the track position at the end of Stage 2 and on this restart to Stage 3. So they're both pulling off all the stops. Hamlin looking, desperately trying to get it to the inside of Bowman. I don't have an Xbox, so I couldn't tell you. I would imagine it's the same price as a PS4, but I really don't know. And the PS4 price I don't even know, because I bought the gold edition of NASCAR Heat 5 when it came out, so it came with all the packs, so I don't even know how much they actually are. Well, Hamlin's up to 4th. Bowman's trying to cross Hamlin back over for the spot, though. He's definitely not giving up. I don't know how Kurt Busch was able to hold Harvick and Blaney off the way he did to the end of the stage as well. But Kurt Busch is setting sail in in first place. But a lot of it is Jones in second, holding up the pack of cars behind him. And Hamlin again crossing Bowman back over. Noah Jones, welcome to the stream. Thanks, Noah. Greatly appreciate it, man. Nearing 100 laps to go in the championship. Bowman again to the bottom of Hamlin. These two are glued with one another. Blaney's closing back in. Hamlin better get it going. Blaney backed up turns 1 and 2 beautifully. He's going to have a huge run into turn 3 as he gets to the inside of Jimmy Johnson. He's got the spot now to the inside of Hamlin. Big side draft there. And a battle for the championship lead again between the 12 and the 11 with just over 100 laps left. Blaney has the spot, but shoves up the racetrack. Hamlin to the inside, looking for a crossover, but Johnson gets underneath Hamlin. Hamlin had to lift. He wasn't going to be able to squeeze 3 wide up the middle, and Hamlin will lose not 1 but 2 spots there as Johnson will get around him as well. Harvick now to the inside of Jones, and he'll get around him for second. Bowman going to try to follow Harvick. And he does get to his inside now. Blaney's going to have a massive run. Oh, Blaney gets sideways off of turn 2. What a save by Ryan Blaney. And he kept that car from diving onto pit road as well. That car just jumped around on him. What a save. Hamlin gets around Johnson, though, and we have another battle for the championship lead between the 12 and the 11 again. Look at this heavy lap traffic coming up. Blaney to the outside of Brendan Gaughan. Oh, Blaney got really loose into turn 3. He hasn't ran the outside much today. We've seen him struggle up there, that is for certain. Harvick is closing in on Kurt Busch. Lap traffic not paying Kurt Busch any favors. Blaney is sending that race car into these corners. He is desperately trying to get away from Hamlin. Johnson got right back around Denny as they battle hard, and lap traffic is now side by side in front of him. Yeah, Kyle Busch would be in the Busch Series if we were going to race for him in NASCAR 05 because he wasn't a rookie until the 05 season, which would have been NASCAR 06. Terry Labonte still ran the 5 car in 2004. So yeah, I would have to be for the Busch Series, but yeah, I'm down. Again, we're going to have a fan vote when the time comes. Blaney's just getting really loose all of a sudden. He hasn't been this loose all day long. Wasn't nearly as bad that time off of turn 2, but you saw the huge effect of it not long ago. And there's a little bit of an effect there. Blaney for third on Bowman. He's going to try to use Michael McDowell as a pick. Caution will wave. Well, never mind. Caution's out again. Hamlin's going to hit pit road. And I think that automatically assumes that Blaney's going to have to hit the pits as well and stay on the same strategy as his championship competitor, Denny Hamlin. 4 tires, full tank of fuel coming. What a race. Yeah, thanks, Noah. That's what I tried to accomplish. Try to call it right down the middle as much as possible. So Blaney wins the race off pit road. Only the top 3 stayed out of the pits. Green flag back in the air again. Oh, this is going to get wild. Up the middle goes Ryan Blaney for the lead. Oh, Kurt Busch tags him. Kurt Busch goes around into the wall. Harvick collected as well. Caution's out again. Damage for the 1 and the 4 on the restart. Blaney took it 3 wide up the middle. Nearly got to the lead. Kurt Busch got just a tad too tight. He just overdrove it enough to clip Blaney's left rear. And then they slid up the track. Everybody else missed him to the inside. And Blaney ends up with the lead. Busch and Harvick have damage. They are going to pit. William Byron will get the free pass. Bubba Wallace also got the free pass to caution prior. And that is our 6th caution of the night. We'll have 90 laps to go in the restart. Elijah Ladeau, welcome to the stream. And the green flag is back in the air again. Blaney leads the field to the restart this time. He's got a little damage. He grazed the wall. That might make this race car a little on the tight side. We'll see. After the contact with Kurt Busch when he tried to drive away. Look at the restart. Hamlin restarted in 7th, and he got the 4th. I think he took it 3 wide into 1 and 2. Now Hamlin's up to 3rd. What a restart by Denny Hamlin. From 7th to 3rd in 1 lap. Harvick trying to get up there. Harvick restarted back in 8th. And he's following Hamlin right on in there. I don't even know how Harvick got to the inside. What a race. And Hamlin to the inside of Kenseth for 2nd. Hamlin and Blaney will be battling for the championship for the rest of the night, I'd have to assume. And a big dive on corner entry by Hamlin. Is he going to clear Blaney? Blaney trying to side draft him. He's not going to go away. Side by side into turn 3. Hamlin with a slide job clearing Ryan Blaney. Blaney going to drive it in deep. Oh, a little too deep. That was a bad corner entry for Ryan Blaney. Hamlin trying to pull away. We've seen how fast that car is when he gets out in front. Oh man, I thought Kenseth was going to be able to take the spot away from Blaney. Blaney pinched him off cleanly though. Harvick after damage from the restart nonetheless. They definitely got it repaired. Harvick to the outside of Christopher Bell for 4th. So Harvick is just charging through the field. Blaney's picking every line imaginable to try and do his best to catch Hamlin, but I don't think there's any hope if that 11 car's got the track position in the clean air like he does right now. Kenseth to the inside of Blaney off of turn 4. Kenseth just beat him back to the gas by a ton. Blaney just ran down into the side of Bell accidentally in turns 1 and 2 there, loses another spot. Keselowski now looking to the inside as well. Blaney going to hold Keselowski off. Back to the inside. What a crossover. Blaney trying to get around Bell. A little contact on corner exit. And Bell hangs on to 3rd. Kurt Busch is back in it now. The Stage 2 winner to the inside of Keselowski for 5th. Mr. Where did he come from, indeed? Kevin Harvick. He already had one of those moments today. Be a second if he can make it up there. He's stuck behind Keselowski on the outside, and he's losing track position. Ryan Newman, haven't talked about him all night. He's up to 6th. He's just driving it in extremely deep right now. He is doing everything he can. That's not a question I can necessarily answer, Noah. I think the majority of people would say it was better 20 years ago, where it was at its most popular, but at the same time, too, I wasn't around, or I was, but I wasn't old enough to remember NASCAR 20 years ago. Especially with the same mindset I've had on it the last handful of years. So I can't really say, you know, I should say my opinion on it really wouldn't even be that accurate of an opinion. Even though it's not a fact, obviously it's an opinion, but still, just the fact that I wasn't around, or again, wasn't old enough to actually remember watching NASCAR 20 years ago. Even most things from 15 years ago. I do remember some stuff from like that mid-2000s range. Obviously, I've seen, you know, replays and highlights of a lot of stuff from back then. But it's not the same as like actually watching it live and week to week, you know, seeing everything unfold. It's different than just going back and watching it. Blaney back around Bell. Bell might try crossover right back again. He couldn't quite get back underneath Blaney. He almost did. I think he was in the midst of trying to block Kurt Busch. More than what he was trying to get back around the 12 car, because Kurt Busch has put a lot of pressure on Bell. Harvick's starting to close back in on Kurt. Only 76 laps to go to decide a champion. Will it be Hamlin or Blaney? Whoever finishes higher between the two will get it. Kyle Busch out of the race with a blown engine. Logano, 6 laps down, outside the top 30 last we saw of him. Again, that's just simply due to speed. Well, that has been the case. The commentating, I think, was a lot better back then versus what it is now. And Fox tries to get the commentating informative, energetic, but at the same time, the way they balance it comes off in a professional manner, typically, as far as like the actual booth itself. And that's kind of what they've been going for ever since they really came onto the NASCAR surface. NBC is definitely enthusiastic, but they can get a little carried out of hand from time to time as far as, you know, the excitement level. Which, in a sense, you kind of want that, because you don't want it to be stale, obviously, and you want the people at home to feel that same excitement you're feeling. But it almost seems like, I'm not saying NASCAR scripted, but I feel like the way NBC broadcasts a race is too scripted. They need to, like, just call it as it happens, you know, more so than trying to explain the dynamics. Now, obviously, when there's a moment late in the race, that we've seen with the great calls at the end of the race on NBC. They've had some classic moments. Granted, most of them have been Dale Jr., but still, if you kind of get what I'm saying as far as that goes. I feel like they just kind of plan ahead way too much and try to predict the outcome more than just calling it how it happens. Hamlin is caught. There's 2 lap cars right in front of him that are side by side. Meanwhile, Blaney passed Kenseth that last lap for second place. 70 to go in the race now. 3 wide goes Hamlin underneath a couple lap cars. Still underneath them. Hamlin had a 3-second lead. It's down to 2 seconds now. He's got costed a lot of time there, and Blaney's car is starting to come to him on this longer run. I think the way it's presented, I honestly do think that Fox presents it better than NBC. And I think this year is going to prove it more so than last year. Because you look at everything that Fox had to go through last season with the pandemic, immediately when they came back, trying to change everything on the Win versus NBC, at least had a couple months to try and figure out how they were going to do everything there. And the fact that it was only a 2-man booth versus NBC's basically got a 4-man booth. I'm not saying it's close. It's definitely close. I'm not saying that they're miles ahead. Yeah, Mike Joy definitely, hands down, is what I mean. I don't know how Jeff Gordon's still in the commentating booth. I mean, the only reason he is, honestly, it's Jeff Gordon. And any opportunity you have to get him in the booth, you're going to get him. So by, Fox's standpoint, I don't blame them for putting Jeff Gordon in. But, I mean, if you just left it to Larry McReynolds and Clint Boyer to call a race with Mike Joy, I think that would be the perfect combination. I still don't understand. I mean, I understand why they took Larry McReynolds out for Jeff Gordon again. I understand, but Larry McReynolds is so much better of a commentator than Gordon. I give Gordon time. Obviously, it takes time to perfect a craft like that. But Gordon's been broadcasting for 5 years now. He started broadcasting for Fox in 2016. It's been 5 full seasons. And I haven't really seen much change out of him. Yeah, Boyer should help. 64 to go. We got a battle for the lead. Hamlin, Blaney again. Blaney going to try the outside in 1 and 2. Lap car, Tyler Reddick on the bottom. Wants to use him as a pick. 3 wide goes Blaney up the middle. What a move. Blocking Hamlin now into turn 3. Hamlin turns him. Hamlin tries to turn him. And Hamlin saves it. So does Blaney. And Blaney holds on to the lead. I can't believe that Hamlin tried to dump Ryan Blaney into turn 3. Look at how much ground Denny Hamlin lost. He almost lost control of his car, but so did Blaney too. It's what this championship means to these 2 drivers today. Both going for their first career title. You don't know how many more opportunities Denny Hamlin's got. And the desperation in that instance showed how much a championship means. And I'm sure Ryan Blaney's going to remember that move that Hamlin tried to pull if it comes down to it late in the race. There's some damage to the back of Blaney's car. And he is extremely loose right now. He's hanging on for dear life, trying not to let this car spin out. Yeah, Kurt Busch is a very good commentator. If they can get Kurt Busch in a Cup Series booth, get Jeff Gordon out of there, throw Kurt Busch in it. Kurt Busch does an awesome job for the truck races. I watched a lot of truck races at the end of the season last year. I didn't watch too many of them, but most of them I watched were at the end of the year. And the combination of Todd Bodine and Kurt Busch calling the races there with Vince Welch, that should be the booth for really next season, I think, if they can get Kurt Busch to commentate every race. They're not going to be able to get him to commentate every race, but especially with him still racing in the Cup Series. Tim Irvin, welcome to the stream. I agree with, hey, no problem, man. I actually watched the Red Wings game yesterday, well, at least some, or no, not yesterday, Monday against the Blue Jackets. I was on lunch at work, so I was watching the game on my phone there for about a half hour. I mean, they're probably setting me up for failure again. It's the way the last, like, I don't know, 3 to 4 seasons go. The Red Wings start off hot for the first, like, couple weeks, maybe month and a half, and then they just fall off the face of the earth after that. It's like they're capable of winning games, but because they're in the process of rebuilding, they're like, oh, shoot, we're winning. We can't do this. We need to start losing. Yeah, Kurt Busch did not retire. Well, Blaney's definitely going to have to repair that damage to the back of his race car, that's for sure. These guys do have to pit one more time before the end of this race. Yeah. I never understood why the Red Wings were in the Western Conference to begin with, especially with, being in the Eastern time zone. Like, I never really understood that. But at the same time, too, there were a lot of rivalries taken away when the Red Wings moved conferences, both with Chicago and Colorado. Those were definitely some good games. Especially with Chicago in the late 2000s, early 2010s. He just got in the back of Chase Elliott.
Still there?
No, don't say that. Don't say have this in the bag. This race is far from over. Hamlin's dealing with a ton of lap traffic right now, and this Blaney's traffic he's been trying to get around is kind of spaced apart. Blaney had as big of a 15-second lead at one point today, midway through stage 2, when he had that big of a lead. It all came crashing down to earth. There's Logano in 30th. I'll tell you what, if Logano heard on the radio that the 12 and the 11 got together, everyone battling for the lead, Logano was hoping for something like that to happen, so he has a shot to win the championship. Hockey is a very fun sport to watch. It can be a little hard to understand at first, but once you... it's like NASCAR as far as that goes. It's more fun to watch than people expect. There's a lot more rules than people expect. And once they get the hang of everything and the terminology, it's a lot of fun. sit down and watch a game, especially when it gets down to playoff time. Dude, no other sport compares to the NHL when it comes to the playoffs. With the intensity, the crowd, I mean, the feel and the energy of a play. I haven't been to a playoff game in person for the NHL at least, but just watching on TV, I mean, feel heavily engaged. Miss the Red Wings making those playoffs for 25 consecutive seasons. It was a good run. It was bound to end eventually, but I definitely miss them being in the playoffs, that's for sure. And again, Blaney's really loose, but it's mainly because of the damage that Denny Hamlin gave him. I don't know if he tried to necessarily turn Blaney, but I mean, that was a pretty hard impact into the back bumper of Blaney's car when it happened. Oh, man. Blaney's car just took straight to the left. Going into turn one, he just kind of gradually let it turn down there. Now he clears Bubba Wallace. And there we go. 47 laps to go. Caution for the 7th time tonight. And we'll rack them and stack them again. Blaney's going to repair that damage that Denny Hamlin had given him a little earlier. Yeah, I do think hockey's more entertaining than basketball. I do agree. 26 likes right now. Thanks for everybody hitting that like button. Thanks for everybody tuning in. 25 people watching currently. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already for more daily NASCAR content. We are coming down to the wire. We'll have 43 laps to go to decide a champion in our final NASCAR Heat 5 full race live stream. Oh, Hamlin did not have a good pit stop. He lost 3 spots. He'll restart back in 5th. Blaney wins the race off pit road, restarting from the lead. Who will win the championship? Will it be Denny Hamlin or will it be Ryan Blaney? Kurt Busch spun the tires on the outside. Look at Denny Hamlin going 3 wide to try and get to 3rd. Kurt Busch won stage 2. You know, he's got a fast car. Kurt Busch now trying to block Hamlin down the back straightaway. Hamlin to the outside. Kurt Busch! Blaney trying to block, and Busch takes the lead. And Hamlin trying to take the championship lead away from Blaney. They're side by side. Blaney gets tight, barely keeps it off the wall, and Hamlin takes the championship lead again. Blaney trying to fight to get back down to the bottom. Just squeezing underneath Ryan Newman in front of Daniel Suarez. Kyle Button, welcome to the stream. Kurt Busch leads this race. But the most important thing right now is the battle for the championship between Hamlin and Ryan Blaney. Hamlin's got the edge. He just does not take off on the restarts. You have to wonder, will this race car come in? Will those tires kick in on the longer run in time for him to run Hamlin back down? The good news is Hamlin's not the leader, so he doesn't have the clean air. We know how strong he is when he gets way out ahead. "38 laps left, that is all." Hamlin's been trying to get around Eric Jones. He just can't do it. Blaney getting a little desperate. He's definitely got time. Darren Dill, welcome to the stream. I think you might have been watching for a while now, but haven't seen you in the chat yet, I don't believe. Oh, nice. So you're basically a Boston sports fan. Well, that's pretty good though, because I mean they have a lot of good franchises there for pretty much everything. Seem to win a lot of championships. Always can make it more fun when your team's on top. Blaney's just really hoping Kurt Busch and Eric Jones are able to hold off Hamlin as much as they possibly can. Hamlin again looks low into turn 3, trying to get to the inside of Eric Jones. And Jones again shuts the door, not letting his teammate go. Really like that Bobby Ryan acquire for the Red Wings. He's off to a hot start, 2 goals in 2 games. Played good with us at the end of last season too. I believe we got him from the Blackhawks, if I'm not mistaken. It was before COVID happened, because the trade deadline was well before that happened. We traded for him right at the deadline. Blackhawks were just not using him in their feeder system, but he's working well with Detroit, though. "30 laps left." "24 days until the Daytona 500, indeed. And finally, Hamlin gets around Jones for second. Kurt Busch has a 4-second lead back to 7th place Ryan Blaney. Live traffic going to be coming in the picture for the race leaders within a couple laps. Indeed, Noah. It's just amazing how the guy, he doesn't come off as, I mean, he's fit enough to obviously play quarterback in the NFL for as long as he is, but he's not I don't know. He just looks like an average guy. He looks like an average dude. He doesn't really have, that cannon arm. He just does all the small things perfectly. Perfectly. Reading a defense perfectly. For all these years, obviously, he had the coaching help. But just the combination of that, trying to bring the best out of some receivers that you've really never heard of. You only really see the great quarterbacks be able to do stuff like that. And Brady is one of the best, if not the best, of all time. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he doesn't really come off as athletic. It's just really strange. You wouldn't think he could throw the ball that far, that accurately, especially at his age now. Kurt Busch is still pulling away from Blaney. Hamlin's got heavy lap traffic right in front of him. Blaney's in the wall off of turn 4. He pushed it too hard. 25 to go. It's a big mistake. Newman got to get back to the outside. Bowman to the inside of Newman now. Now for position though. Bowman must have fell a lap down. Aaron Rodgers, and this is coming from a diehard Packers fan myself, Aaron Rodgers might be the most probably is the most talented quarterback of all time, but it doesn't mean he's the greatest. Now, I know he never had a defense really his entire career to help him win championships or a good receiving core, but I'd say he's the most talented, most gifted quarterback of all time, but I wouldn't say he's the greatest. I mean, 6 Lombardies to 1. I know you can't really compare championships that well when it takes a team effort, but when it's 6 to 1, granted, he could win a second one this year. They look like the team to beat, honestly, but we'll see. Blaney's starting to slowly inch closer and closer to Denny Hamlin. Just 22 laps to go. That traffic has really hindered the progress that Hamlin had of gaining time, pulling away on Ryan Blaney. Yeah, I've been a Packers fan my whole life. My dad got me a Brett Favre jersey when I was a little kid, and my aunt and uncle are like huge Packers fans, so that's kind of my gateway into being a Packers fan. All my other teams are in Detroit because I only live about an hour and 15 minutes south of Detroit, but I've been a Packers fan my whole life. At least since I can remember. Oh, what a 3-wide move. Blaney all the way to the apron to get around Harvick. Michael McDowell kind of holding Kevin up. And Blaney's up to 4th. 20 laps to go on the season. Blaney working on Jones for 3rd. Just over a second and a half behind Hamlin. Blaney's car has kicked in here on this longer run. And I think now it is starting to slowly become a matter of when and not so much if. Hamlin has closed the gap on Kurt Busch for the lead as well. Hamlin is not far behind him as the champion might have to win the race here tonight. Yeah, Henny definitely stepped up this week. He almost cost them a game with that interception, but he still won them the game, albeit at the end, when it mattered the most. It would be cool to see the Bills win. Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney going to battle it out for the race win. Hamlin and Blaney going to battle it out for the championship. Second and a half. Split the top 3. Oh boy. Blaney got back in the gas way too soon there in 1 and 2. Long run speed definitely going to Blaney. It is swinging in his favor. His momentum going forward. Stenhouse might be in the way of Denny Hamlin. Blaney all the way to the apron. Desperation move by Ryan Blaney. How deep he drove it down the front stretch there. It's going to make for a little bit tighter entry into turns 1 and 2. Driving it in deep down in 1 and 2 as well. Remember, Blaney almost got wiped out by Denny Hamlin earlier. As Hamlin tries to stay in front of him, 15 to go to decide the championship. Blaney to the outside of Hamlin. Blaney should get a good run. Down the back. Blaney side drafting Denny Hamlin. Clears him. Hamlin maybe thought about using the bumper again, but he couldn't get to Blaney. And Ryan Blaney will take the championship lead with 14 to go. Now trying to get around Kurt Busch for the race lead. Kurt Busch not going to let these guys race it out. He wants to battle for the win himself. Blaney to the outside of Kurt Busch. Trying to pull the same move he did on Hamlin. We'll see if it works. Cole Custer might be in the way. Lap car in the way. Blaney couldn't pull down in front of Kurt Busch. Has to use the outside again. Oh, he grazes the wall. And here comes Kurt Busch. 3 wide to the inside. Busch is not giving up. Oh, little contact. Great battle with the top 3. Kurt Busch is fending off Ryan Blaney as much as he can. 12 to go. Blaney with a deep dive into 1 and 2. And look at that car bottom out all the way to the apron. What a move. And Kurt can't get the speed on corner exit. Especially with Hamlin now all over the back of the 1 car. What a move by Blaney to take the lead. With just 11 laps to go, Blaney's back out in front. Unbelievable. But now will we stay green to the finish? Blaney's hoping so. Caution comes out, Hamlin pits. That's going to be a very interesting strategy on what Ryan Blaney's going to do. From that point on, just 10 laps though remaining between him and his first career championship. Hamlin's still trying to get around Kurt Busch for second. He's just not able to do it for the moment. Andrew Hollenbach, welcome to the stream. He tried to get around Austin Dillon. Austin didn't give him a ton of room there. 2014 Seattle does give. Yeah, I can see that for sure. That was definitely a good chance we had to win the Super Bowl that year. We should have won that game. I mean, how do you lose that? Curse you, Brandon Bostic, and your stone hands. Braxton Connolly, welcome to the stream. I don't plan on doing... Oh, Blaney loose in the tri-oval. He goes around. Trying to get the car going back in the right direction again. And here comes Hamlin. What a save by Blaney. As his car took off straight to the left. In the tri-oval. Oh my goodness. Holds on to it and holds on to the lead. Oh, man. 6 to go. That was insane. We do stay green. Yeah, I don't plan on doing the challenge right now at least, because we need to finish up the Thunder 04 playthrough, and I really want to get to 05 as soon as I can. I don't know if I wouldn't live stream it if I do something like that, Andrew. It would probably be on a video, so I guess it's not impossible. I'll just have to figure out the time to do it. Actually sit down and record it when I have time off of work. Blaney's car is getting really loose on him. We saw it basically spin out in the tri-oval nonetheless. Knowing what was on the line, Darren, that has to be the save of the year for Ryan Blaney. It saved him a championship. That's what it saved. Got really loose again there underneath Ty Dillon. 3 laps to go. He doesn't have to push too hard. He's got about a 3-second lead, 3.5 back to Hamlin. But he desperately wants to get to that white flag. He does not want to see overtime. 2 to go. I don't know why the car's getting so loose in the middle of the dog leg out of any spot on the racetrack. But it is. White flag is going to wave. 1 lap to go for Ryan Blaney. Save of the year in the final 6 laps to hold on to the championship in a great battle all day long. It has been a spectacular season for Ryan Blaney, and he is about to now win his first career NASCAR Cup Series championship. Ryan Blaney is the 2021 NASCAR Heat 5 champion on the channel, winning the race and the championship itself. What a win. What a win. And well deserved for Ryan Blaney. The regular season champion by just a few points for those of you that don't remember. And now winning the season championship at the end. The classic Ryan Blaney celebration here. Gotta do it, especially with them winning the championship, the Polish victory lap. Keeping this car in one piece. Because boy, there was a couple times throughout the course of the race that he probably shouldn't have kept it in one piece and could have very well DNF'd probably on 2 or 3 separate occasions, but he made it. And Blaney is a champion for the first time in his young NASCAR career. Emmett Stewart, welcome to the stream and thanks. I'm sure you were watching for a lot longer, but I see you in the chat now, so try to recognize you guys, as usual. What a way to end it indeed. How could your heart not have sank after that spin in the middle of the dog leg? Getting the car turned back around quickly, the wherewithal to pull back up on the track with nobody around him. And just like that, he held on to the lead and is now a champion. I don't know how we're about to blow the engine in the Polish victory lap, but we are. Starting to smoke a little bit. Not done playing Heat 5, but we are done with the full race live streams. This was the final full race live stream on NASCAR Heat 5. Ryan Blaney, the new champ. And he had to battle Hamlin to the finish. Take a look at the finishing results to tonight's race. Ryan Blaney with the win. Kurt Busch second. He was your Stage 2 winner. Hamlin who won Stage 1. Finished third. Hamlin tried to do everything he could in this race to win the championship. Remember, he almost dumped Blaney in turn 3. A little bit earlier on in the race when that happened. But Ryan Blaney going to get the championship and the race win nonetheless. Hamlin, the closest championship for competitor, in third. It was a great battle between both drivers all night long. Harvick fourth. Eric Jones rounds out the top 5. Matt Kenseth in his final career race led laps. Was in the top 5 most of the night. Finishes 6th. Ryan Newman 7th. Christopher Bell 8th. Clint Boyer in his final career race finishes 9th. And Brad Keselowski rounds out the top 10. Jimmy Johnson was in his final career race tonight. Unfortunately, he was in the top 5 for a lot of it, in the top 10 for pretty much all of it, until 98 laps to go. He blew an engine. Unfortunate way to cap off Johnson's career, but that has been pretty much his luck this season. We saw Kyle Busch blow an engine earlier. He was one of the championship favorites early on, was running fifth, second in the championship standings at the time of him blowing an engine. That was a tough break for sure. And we already mentioned Logano, the other driver who had a shot at the title coming into the night, finishes 30th, 10 laps down. He just was slow all day. He was running with the back markers all day long. Very surprising, was not expecting that out of Logano. But that's what happened and set ourselves up. That's why we had a one-on-one battle between Hamlin and Blaney to the finish there. Crazy restarts, crazy racing all day long. 4, 5 wide, massive saves. Had a couple accidents mixed in there as well. Some near misses. This race had everything. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And hopefully you enjoyed these NASCAR Heat 5 full race live streams. We will still be doing NASCAR full race live streams every day. Again, this young journey that we are starting here, this young community on the channel, will progress with these full race live streams with other games in the future, NASCAR games obviously. And my broadcasting career obviously still, this is the goal. I mean, this is the goal, is to hopefully one day live my dream of broadcasting real races in the NASCAR realm. That's why we do this. Can't wait for the next NASCAR game to come out. I know we still got months down the line. We'll hold ourselves over with some retro NASCAR games. Thunder 04, NASCAR 05 still coming up. Thunder 04 will be tomorrow on the channel. Not sure on the start time, so keep an eye on it. We'll be starting that anywhere between 5 and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My sister's got a basketball game, so it's just going to depend when I can be home without being at her game at a period in time where I can get the race started and get it finished without having it be too late of a night, as well as being able to make her game. So again, just keep an eye on it. Might have a hair earlier start time compared to usual during the week. So thanks everybody for that. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Bass, welcome here right at the end. Champion is crowned. Ryan Blaney, the 2021 champ. And tune in for Thunder 04 again tomorrow. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Wednesday night. And I'll see you next time. Thanks, and hopefully you enjoyed this NASCAR Heat 5 playthrough.